Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes before I actually start the presentation, but I'll just introduce myself. I am Jessica Walker. I am the Student Events Coordinator, and I'm going to go through a little bit of information about what I do and what you can expect the first few weeks at GCU. But we'll give it a couple wee minutes just to get everyone in. But I'll pop up and share my screen now. We do have a chat function, so if there's any questions or comments throughout the presentation, please feel free to pop them there. If you could keep your mics off, that would be great. It means I'm not going to speak over anyone and no one's going to speak over me. I might not be able to reply straight away in the chat, but we do have a lovely helper today who's going to keep a wee eye. So if there's anything urgent, she's going to help out. But we'll also have a wee chance at the end. We shouldn't be here for an hour with me just talking at you. So we'll be able to have a wee conversation at the end. So any questions or anything, we'll have a little bit of time. But let me just get up my little slides. Hopefully everyone can see that. Michelle, could you give me a wee hint if you can see that, just to make sure? I know we tested this out, but just in case. I'm getting no incline. But nothing negative either. Can we see? Can we not? Do we know? Unsure. Let me stop and I'll start again, just in case. I'm going to pop up my chat so I can see it. We can see it. Perfect. There we go. I couldn't see the chat, so that was confusing me, but that's absolutely fine. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, I'll just start then. Like I said, my name is Jessica Walker. I am the Student Events Coordinator. This is a lovely picture from one of my events, which I'll talk a little bit more about as we go on. Oh, can I move on? There we go. So the first thing I kind of wanted to kind of draw attention to, because it's very important for your first few weeks of university, is myself, but also my wider team. So I work within the student inquiries, advice and events wider team. So one of the main areas I really wanted to kind of talk about before we go into all the fun stuff that I do in the first few weeks is the campus life desk. So it's located on the first floor of the George Moore building. It's a very, very handy corridor to know the George Moore building, level 1. There's a bunch of our services that live along there, including myself, but also where the campus life desk is located. And this is your first port of call for any non-academic queries. So anything that's not specifically about your course, but just about university life in general, the campus life desk is your one-stop shop. If they can't help and sort your problem, then they will 100% be able to direct you to the right team, group, person, email, website, whatever it needs to be. They'll be able to help you. They do have an email address that's up on screen there. I can share all these in the chat as well, so it's nice and easy for you to copy paste if you're needing them. Yeah, but it's just studentsupport@gcu.ac.uk. All of our emails end in @gcu.ac.uk. So you're going to be very annoyed with me saying that, I'm sure, in this presentation. They do have a telephone number if need be. Their opening times are Monday to Friday, 9 till 5 p.m. Sometimes there's someone on a little bit early, so if you're a little bit nervous about anything and you happen to find yourself on campus early, pop along, you might catch someone. But Campus Life Desk is 100% a really handy place to know, especially your first few weeks of university where you're not quite sure where things are. They're really lovely and helpful for all your non-academic queries. Something else I kind of wanted to alert you guys to before coming to university is our PALS and Global Buddies kind of systems that we have in place. So PALS is peer assisted learning. It is for your academic purposes. And basically what we do is we get you to sign up on the form. That's the little QR code that you can do that there. They are now open for next term, so starting in September, if you're coming along to GCU, definitely, you can already sign up for this. And basically, once you sign up, you give us permission to add you into a WhatsApp group chat specifically for your course. And within these chats, you will have a senior pal or a few senior pals that are a couple years or a year above you in the same course. And the chat is basically just a place where you can go and ask questions that maybe you don't want to ask your sorry. sorry, I'm joking, your academic staff, or just something that you're not too sure about, something that you are, questioning, you've not got super clear instruction from, you need a little bit of help and advice. So it's a peer-to-peer basis. No one is staff there. It's all students that were in your shoes a year ago, 2 years ago, and they're just there to help and guide you through all academic kind of queries on a peer-to-peer basis. So PALS is really, really good. We do have staff in there just to make sure everything's, kept on topic. But yeah, they're very handy, and I think people get a lot out of them. So it's a really handy little group chat to join. We also have our global buddies. Now, I'm imagining making sure you're all want to be or first year prospective students. So global buddies maybe won't be something for you to look at this year. However, definitely something to keep in mind for future years. Basically, it's a program where we pair a home student, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you are Scottish if you are, coming from anywhere else in the world, but you're going to study your undergrad at GCU, you're considered a home student to us. But we pair you with a new international students. So when the new international students arrive, both in September and in January, we open this programme up to them, and basically they fill in a form, and then we match you with a home student and international student together. Someone that we think you'll get along with, someone you think you have shared interests with. Maybe you're on the same course, maybe you're not. But it's just a kind of socialising kind of volunteer scheme that we run, which we have a lot of socials and events connected with. It's really, really good in terms of volunteering and getting a little bit of experience behind your belt. I think it does go towards things such as the Common Good Award. So yeah, these little things, they are available for you to get involved with in a deeper level further on. So I know we're talking about the first few weeks of university here. But it's good to kind of capture you now and tell you about these systems that we have, because it's really good experience that you can gain while at university. So if you end up using the PALs and really finding it, really helpful, maybe next year you'll come back as a senior PAL. But yeah, there are two programs that we run that I just kind of wanted to highlight to you as something. The PAL's definitely for this year, Global Buddies maybe for a couple of years' time if you're looking to get involved with that. Something I kind of wanted to highlight as well before you arrive at university, hopefully some of you maybe even have already done this, I'm not sure, it's follow us on social media. So we have a designated student comms team at GCU, so that's run by Stuart, who I'm sure you will see popping up, he's everywhere on campus. So he runs that with his team, Ross and Rachel, and they actually have a new starting very soon, who is just a recent graduate of GCU. So if you are doing journalism or media, they're a really good team to get to know. But they run a number of social media platforms. The International Welcome Group won't appeal to yourself. That's probably the wrong one to be popped on this slide. So what I'll do is I'll pop in the chat their main Facebook page. It's a really good one-stop shop for all things student-facing. So whether that's academic things, whether it's extracurricular, like things that I would do myself, kind of everything that you need to know, they kind of post there. For us, they also have their Instagram handle. So again, if you're not so much on Facebook, because I know people are moving away from that, I'm showing my age, but they also have a really good Instagram account, and they're constantly updating the story with really important information for you guys, but also just fun stuff that's happening at the university for you to get involved in. I speak so often to students maybe in third and fourth year that are like, oh, I didn't even follow the Instagram page or the Facebook page. I didn't know all the things that were happening. So it's great to get in front of you and kind of tell you about these things and hopefully get you involved from the get-go. For myself, I do a lot of free events, and that little orange one, GCU student events, that's our Eventbrite page. Some of you might be familiar with Eventbrite, some of you might not be. It's basically just a platform where you can sign up and get information about all of the events that we run. So throughout the year, at the start of the year, we'll be putting up events there constantly. You can follow us along and see what kind of pops up, what kind of piques your interest. But Eventbrite is a good one to keep a little eye on. And then lastly, I've just popped up our student life pages, which again, just loads of information there. Really handy for you to have a look at before you arrive, just to kind of get your bearings and understand. There's a lot of staffing at the university, there's a lot of different teams, so it's really good for you to understand who does what and where you can go for help for different things. So a little bit about myself and my kind of main job, and I'm sure this one's piqued a lot of people's interest. One of the major things that I plan every year is our GCU Freshers Week. So this year it's from the 8th of September. This is obviously from last year's. We haven't quite got our graphics and everything just sorted yet. But yeah, I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about what Freshers looks like. So typically it's from Monday to Thursday. This year it's actually going to be Monday to Friday because we've moved it a little bit more towards the start of September, so we don't have the bank holiday to contend with. Even more fun, exciting things happening on campus. But basically the Monday, Tuesday will be manic. There will be this bottom corner picture you can see with the stalls and loads of people. There'll be a ton of market stalls from different societies and different clubs. There'll also be brands giving away lots of freebies, which I know will pique all the students' interests. There'll be clubs in the city centre that come along and kind of give out different bits and pieces and tell them about all their different nights that they have. There will be, Transport Scotland, I think they had the train line, then not the train line, the subway there last year, giving away freebies and kind of hints and tips of how to get around Glasgow a little bit cheaper because you're a student, you get the joy of doing that. There'll be a ton of stuff happening on the Monday and Tuesday. We'll also have our Freshers' Fair, which happens in the GCU's Arc, so the big sports hall, where you can meet majority of the kind of clubs and societies. Again, this is something that I speak to students all the time about, and they say, oh, I didn't join, any club or society in my first year because I wasn't sure. There was so much, it was a bit overwhelming, which I can completely understand. I think there's over 60 different clubs and societies that you can join, but take the advantage of having Freshers Week where you can take your time, go around from stall to stall, chat to students that are involved in these things, and sign up for a few. You're signing up for a few, you're not committing to a lifetime membership. You can always go along, and if it doesn't suit you, you don't have to keep going back. But I would really recommend getting involved as much as you can in your first year. Explore what we have to offer. There really is so much that so many students don't know about until too late almost. So make sure you take advantage of the GCU Freshers' Fair. Again, that'll be the Monday, Tuesday. Beyond that, for the rest of the week, we just have fun activities. We just entertain you. So last year we had kind of a sports theme. So we had an Olympic cyclist come join us. You can see them with Tabitha down the bottom corner. We had a hang tough competition. We had free ice cream. We also did our own version of the Glasgow Wonka experience. We called it Wonka Wednesday because it was on Wednesday, where we had a bunch of free sweet treats and different things. We had mini golf, and we do this every year. So every year, Freshers Week. I always say it's not just for freshers; it's mainly for freshers. But you're always welcome to come back and enjoy all the fun stuff that we have and explore the different societies and clubs that will be kind of on show that week. Beyond the kind of first Freshers Week, I kind of wanted to highlight something else that my team does that we get a lot of interest and attendance from our international cohort, but not so much from our home students. And actually, it's something that when you do start to talk to the home students, they're like, oh, that actually sounds like quite good fun. I would quite enjoy that. And I'm like, well, you can come. It's not just for the international students. And that's our day trips. So once or sometimes twice a month during term time, my team will take about 50 students on a day trip somewhere in Scotland. You can see we've got Loch Lomond, we've got some castles there, we've got Bannock Burn. In the top right-hand corner, that is a picture from the Enchanted Forest, which is an event that happens every October in Port Locherty. It tends to be a bit more popular with the home students. We tend to get a few there, especially if you are studying events. They tend to be quite interested in that one. But these day trips, we all try to kind of subsidise so that they're a good price. These are the only things that you will pay for when it comes to our events. You will only pay for them on the GCU online store. That's why that little thing's there. So don't buy tickets from anywhere else because it's not us. But yeah, for example, the trips tend to be around the £12 mark, and that gets you a stop off somewhere in the morning, a stop for somewhere for lunch, and then another stop in the afternoon. These also vary. We pay for the coach for the full day, so that's covered. We will also let you know if every now and again we will offer like a lunch bag or lunch box. We haven't done it for a few trips just now because there's no stops for lunch. We tend to find somewhere you can stop for lunch. You can either bring your own or buy your own when you're on the day trip. But yeah, it's a really good way of getting to see a little bit more of Scotland, which I know some of you, if you grew up with a dad like me who was taking you to castles every other weekend, might not be as interesting. But if you haven't, been to Loch Lomond and gone on a boat cruise, why not do it for £12 with a bunch of other students that you can enjoy it with, and get driven there and back. You can nap on the bus. The other thing that we'll put on the online store is our Ceilidh. Our ceilidh in the past has been really, really popular and then not so popular, so we haven't got any plans to do one this term just yet. However, we would love to have some more home students attend our ceilidh to show the international students how it's done. We tend to get a lot of international students come to the ceilidh because it's obviously something they would like to experience, but sometimes it means I've got a hoarse voice kind of at the end of it, shouting, trying to tell them how to do certain dances. So if you are interested in the ceilidh, please let me know, because I would love to get it back up and running on a more permanent basis. But yeah, that's the only other thing that we would put on our store as a paid event, because you would also get your dinner at that as well, so it's a little bit more expensive. But that's our day trips. And then again, just other things that we do throughout the year. So at the start of the year, we kind of welcome you with so many welcome events. And with Freshers Week, it's kind of a bombarding of entertainment and fun and things, but it doesn't stop there. We keep going throughout the full year. So as I said, Eventbrite is where we'll post all of our free events, which is basically everything else that I didn't just talk about in the last slide. So it's really good to keep up to date there with us. Going through some of these pictures and examples of what we do. That is my little dog, top left, that's Winston. I'm hoping he's not going to interrupt us just now. But he comes on campus once a year around about exam time, and he wishes everyone good luck and gives out stress balls. We have some Easter activities that we do, that's why I'm dressed as a bunny there. We have some vision board making and feel good February, we do like a little thing then. We have lots of Christmas activities. Last year we had the Grinch come on campus and cause absolute havoc. Not sure if we'll get him back or not. We have our Festival of Cultures, which is where you see the lovely man in his kilt. Festival of Cultures is another great one we'd love to get more home students involved with. Every year it's just me on the Scotland stand giving out iron brew and getting people to try on a kilt. But it's where we can kind of celebrate our really diverse campus that we have here with lots of students from all over the world. And as I say, we get a lot of interaction from our international students, so we'd love to get a bit more from our home students. So doing things like this hopefully means that you're aware of me and my team and you can come along to a bit more of the events. More Christmas events down there with Christmas Jumper Day, Valentine's Day, that picture's from. We've done in the past, speed meeting for Valentine's Day. We do movie nights for International Women's Day, all sorts. So everything goes through Eventbrite, so you can keep up to date with all of our events, not only at the start, but for the rest of the year up there. There we go. Other people we work with, the Student Association, hopefully you all know about the Student Association. I'm not sure if you're getting a talk from them, but I'll kind of talk about them very, very quickly. They basically run all of these sports and societies. They have a union bar on campus, which does cheap food and drink. They have the 24-hour lab, although is it 24-hour now? I'll have to check that because I think it might have changed. They have study spaces, they have computer labs. They're a really, really good place to know. They also have the full-time officers, which are elected to represent students. Something that you could do next year as well. You could put yourself up for it to be elected. But yeah, if you don't know the Student Association, I would highly recommend that first few weeks that you're on campus, go visit the building. They have the Independent Advice Centre, which is separate from the university. They have the bar, obviously. They have all the study spaces. It's where Radio Cali is based. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, you can see the studio. Yeah, really just wanted to highlight the Student Association there. It's yours. Please use it and enjoy it. And then the other kind of entity that I kind of want to speak about is the Celtic Ginger. So the Celtic Ginger is basically a guy called Gary who he previously worked at the university and then he left and set up his own business doing tours. So sometimes he comes along on our tours, but he also helps us out every kind of welcome doing some events for us, walking tours. I learn the lingo, which if you're not local to Glasgow might be very helpful for you if you're struggling to understand anything I've said. Although I tend to think I've not got too bad diction these days. But yeah, he does a lot of events for us and he's a very handy person to know. So if you are interested in like the day trips and finding out a bit more about Scotland, he's kind of there to help you with that. I think that's it from me, so I'm going to stop sharing. Um, I feel like I've ran through that a good little bit. I'm not sure if there's anything in the chat, so I'm going to take 2 minutes and just read through the chat. If there is any questions, please let me know. As I said, I'm the student events coordinator, so in terms of what I can help with might be a little bit limited. But I tend to know a lot of other people in the university, so I might be able to signpost. So I'm going to have a quick read through the chat. Michelle, is there anything you want to jump in and say? I see there's a few comments. My dog has also just came through, so apologies. Let me have a quick look. Oh, there's loads. Fab. Hal's application is closed. No worries. I will 2 minutes and I will send the application. Oh, actually, has Michelle done that? I think the PALS one, maybe it's the old QR code. I'm sure it is up and running, so I'll double check and I'll try and send that into the chat now. What else do we have? Yes, all of the freshers events would be more than available for anyone coming in to second or third year. Like I said, it is for the freshers, but I always say come back every year because it's just a lot of fun on campus. It's a lot of freebies, and I don't know why you'd ever want to miss out on that. So yeah, definitely, we don't card you on the door for freshers. Anyone can come along and join in. Freshers Week is also very much open to mature students, absolutely. I think actually Michelle has done a really good job of answering all the questions. I think I'm maybe just repeating myself, so I'm going to nip back down to the bottom. Festival cultures. So festival cultures we run every November. There is an international day. What is it? Oh, you're testing me now. There's some we love to do something around International Day of. So there's some sort of international day of inclusion and awareness, I think maybe it is. I'll double check that. But basically we thought that was a really good time for us to kind of celebrate all of the cultures that we have at GCU. So typically the form that it takes is we have a kind of market stall event during the day. And we will have all different stalls from all different kind of cultures, countries, and we get students to volunteer that are from those places to kind of represent their culture and their country, and they do something. Sometimes we have a lot of free food at it. For example, the Scottish one we have, you can try on a kilt, try on hijabs. We've had, I'm trying to think what else we've had. We've had like games like guess the country's flag, things like that. So just kind of a fun little interactive market almost that you can go around and experience all these different little bits of culture from different places. Quite often we'll get clubs and societies that kind of run them, so then you can find out more about that club and society and potentially join them. It's just a really lovely kind of melting pot of cultures for the day with lots of free food, some good music, and yeah, it's just a good time basically. We then have had a movie screening as part of Festival of Cultures, and then we also have had a kind of evening event. So the evening event is really good fun. We do it in the Student Association bar. And we get students to kind of volunteer. It's like a mini Britain's Got Talent, or the World's Got Talent, I should say. And students will perform. So we've had, people do their traditional dance. We've had people sing traditional songs. We've had, people playing instruments and music. All sorts. We have tried a few times to get a little fashion show catwalk involved. We've not quite had enough students to come in their traditional dress. So we're going to try that again this year. So that'll hopefully be like kind of an element of it as well. And then we tend to have a kind of DJ to see the night out, and sometimes we have a little Kaylee mixed in there as well. So we get our Scottish traditional dance and get everyone up to kind of enjoy that as well. So that's kind of Festival of Cultures. How do you sign up? We will not be taking sign-ups for a little while, to be honest. We'll get September out the way. It's a really manic time, September, so it's not till November. So probably round about October, you'll start seeing things. As I say, if you join the Facebook pages, you join the Instagram pages, we'll start putting things up around about October time to kind of start getting students involved and start talking to us and seeing what they could bring to the event. We will also have maybe something go up on our web pages, but to be honest, social media tends to be a bit quicker for us to do that. So keep an eye on our social medias and we will make sure that you can register and sign up for that. Was there another one? So if you're not here for the first 2 weeks, so unfortunately with the event side of things, Freshers really is just that 1 week and it's a massive undertaking. I'm planning it now. So in terms of if you're missing the first 2 weeks, I would just say come next year. But there will be a ton of other events throughout the term that you can come along to. So as I said, keeping an eye on our Eventbrite page, on the social media platforms, to keep an eye on different things. Things like PALs, we will take you to you will let you join that a good few weeks after the kind of start of term, because we know we do have some late arrivals, so don't worry about that, you'll still be able to join. And yeah, as I say, a lot of these things kind of replicate in January, so keep a wee eye out in January as well. Let me see. Oh, fab. Yeah, so for the Festival of Cultures, we'll start putting things out quite soon, maybe even the end of September, because Freshers Week is pushed so much forward. So definitely keep an eye out on social media. We will definitely be putting out there. We've been using MS Forms a lot for kind of sign up sheets for things. So that's probably how you will be able to sign up, but we don't have that up and running just yet, unfortunately. But it will go up soon after Freshers, and we'd love to have your involvement. I think I've answered all the questions. Michelle, if there's any more that you think, let me know. Oh, there's another message just came in. Events specifically for nursing students. So I work for the university, so not for a specific school or anything. So all of my events are open to everyone. In terms of specific events for nurses, that would be organised by your programme. So when you do come to university in your first few weeks, I would always really recommend going to your induction talks. Go to the generic induction talk, go to your course specific induction talk. Because that's when you'll find out about things specific to your course. They might not be the most interesting things. They're very clinical and they're very informational, and it can be quite overwhelming, a lot of information, but they are so important, and they really do make a difference. If you go to them and you get the information there, you will use that information for your full 4 years or plus at university. So I'd really recommend going along to them. If you happen to miss them, speak to your classmates, find out what you missed out, speak to your academic advisors and say, I missed out on certain things. Is there anything that I kind of really need to know? And pick it up there. The only thing I would have that's kind of close to specific courses is I do the graduation balls, which if you're new students, you're not thinking about your graduation ball just yet. But we do one in summer and one in November, and November tends to be a lot of the nursing students and a lot of postgrads. But it's open to everyone who is graduating. And even if you are not graduating, you can still come along to the ball. You are very welcome. If there's any other questions, I say, even if it's not about the first few weeks or about events specifically and what I do, now's your chance. We've flown through that. We've got another half hour. So if you have any other questions and you're just not sure who to ask, we can always send it on. What I will do in the chat is I'll pop down a couple email addresses. So the first one is going to be my own email address, and the second one is the kind of generic student events email address. To be honest, at this moment in time, I am the team, but I'm a one-man band right now. We're hoping to get another 2 staff members before the start of September. But for right now, it is just me, but I'll pop both of them down so that you guys have them. Just in case you do have any specific event queries, you can send them my way. So for the Student Association, do they know who's a member? So if you are a student at GCU, you are automatically a member of GCU's Student Association. They keep it very nice and easy that way. I'm also going to pop down the links in the chat for the PALS web pages with all the information, so you can read a little bit more about it there. And that should have the right link for you to sign up to it. And then also the Global Buddies as I say, maybe not something for you to look at just yet, but maybe something in the future to get involved with. The last thing that I will kind of say, and this is very much from a personal standpoint, I'm very dyslexic, and um, when I was a student, I was actually a student at GCU. I was not aware or kind of just forgot about the LDCs, which is the Learning Development Centre, and I didn't find out until my fourth year of university when I was doing my dissertation, and I wish I'd started it, been involved with them from the very, very start. So I think I will pop down the link to their web pages as well. I think it's, as I say, nothing to do with me in terms of events, but it's something I think your first few weeks at university, it's definitely worth having a look at. It's not just there if you're dyslexic, anyone can use the LDCs. They are course skill specific. So yeah, I'm going to pop it in there just now. Oh, same problem with that link. Is that the PALS link? I will have a look at that then, because that is a bit of an issue, but we'll get that up and running as soon as possible because I was unaware that that was broken. So I'm just going to pop in the link for the LDCs. Same problem with QR code. That's odd. I will have a look at that and update. And I don't know, Michelle, if you're able to send on the link afterwards, if I can have a look at it, and to anyone that signed up for this session, would you be able to do that? Hopefully she can. If not, I've sent the link to the web pages, so if you check back in a little while, hopefully we will have the web page either updated or the link fixed, because I'm not sure. LDC was good, fantastic. At least that one's working. We'll have a look at the PALS one though and get that sorted. You can send it out in a post-event email. Fantastic. So yeah, I will have a look at the issue that we're having with the PALS link, and Michelle will make sure it gets sent out to you guys afterwards so that you can join. Any other questions? My advice, honestly, would be make sure you come along to Freshers Week, get involved with as much as you can. Sign up for everything. You can always back out, but sometimes it's hard to sign back up for it or find the link or whatever. So yeah, really take your first year to enjoy university life and experience as much as you can. Come to all the events and just enjoy yourself. Mm. Do you have the dates for it yet? The dates for freshers will be the 8th of September until the 12th of September, I believe, would be the Monday to Friday. And then teaching would start the week after. You are very welcome. No idea when university starts at all. You should get kind of joining instructions and things sent out near the time. You guys are very prepared looking into things in June, so don't worry, that will come in due time. But I can confirm that Freshers Week will be the week of the 8th, and then teaching will start the week after. So your induction should be around the week of the 8th as well. Oh, I'm glad someone's so excited. Oh, good. And honestly, just enjoy, as just say again, just enjoy university as much as you can, get involved with as much as you can. First year as well, that's a wee breeze. So you may as well have fun and get involved with all the fun things, especially in your first year. So hopefully I will see some of your faces and I'll be able to join names to faces when you guys arrive in September. Any other questions, just let us know. We still have a wee while. Going to finish the session. Thank you very much. It is quite tough planning it all. It's also quite good fun. If anyone has any Recommendations. You are my target audience. What would you love to see at Freshers? There we go. Let's get something. Let's get something out of this. If anyone has anything they would love to see in the past, for example, so we've done Wonka in the past, we've had the Game of Thrones Iron Throne, had the Friends Couch, we've had Anton from Love Island, he came one Freshers Week. I'm trying to think what else I've done. But yeah, anything you'd love to see, please let me know. I would love to take any suggestions and I'll see what I can do. We've had fairground rides, we've had face painting. Free food always goes down well. We've had lots of free popcorn, free candy floss, things like that. Had the Barbie box and a little Barbie car one year. Couldn't tell you anything specific about your timetable, unfortunately, but you will get that a few weeks prior to starting, so you'll know roughly how many days and things that you're in. If there's no more other questions coming into the chat, I'll give it another 5 minutes, but then we'll just end the session. We bring back the Friends Couch. Would people enjoy that? We may have something to do with the TV show Traitors this year, potentially. We'll see. That's up in the air right now. I'm not confirming anything. There's an exclusive for you all. But yeah, I'll give it another couple of minutes, so any questions, pop them in the chat, and if not, then we'll just end the session. But thank you all so much for coming. I hope that it was helpful and informative. And yeah, just get involved and have fun. Let me know if there's any other links as well that you would like popped in the chat. I know I kind of ran through the presentation quite quickly, so if there's anything else you want me to pop back in, just let me know. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. Give it another couple of minutes and then we'll end the session. So any last minute questions, pop them in the chat. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for your time as well. I didn't join anything like this before I started university, and I think it would have been helpful, so I hope that it has been. Got 1 minute, guys, so any other questions, pop them in just before we end the chat. Cool. If there's no other questions, we are going to head off then. But Michelle will make sure she sends out a post-event email with the new improved PALS link so you guys can all sign up But yes, other than that, thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy your time at GCU.